It was in 1984 that the United States passed the National Minimum Drinking Act. This act required all of the United States to raise their minimum purchase and public possession of alcohol to age 21. While states have the right to choose their MLDA, otherwise known as the minimum legal drinking age, they are penalized to forfeit 10% of their annual highway appropriations if they set it below the age of 21. This brings me to our proposition: the United States should lower the legal drinking age to 18. Such factors contributing to this modification are the responsibilities and privileges entitled to adulthood, the dramatic reduction in underground drinking, as well as increase in binge drinking. Keeping the MLDA at 21 is a dismissal of adulthood to those who are between the ages 18 and 21. As most of you guys are currently aware, when you turn 18 is when society will recognize that's when you're an adult. When one turns 18, they are granted numerous rights. Some of the most notable are including enlisting in the military, getting married, the ability to vote, the right to make medical decisions, sign contracts, and even being able to adopt in some cases. All of which require a logical and mature mindset, granting one self-control of their actions. Every year, thousands of young adults risk their lives to serve our country. And they handle dangerous weapons and take the lives of our enemies, but yet they refuse the privilege to drink a beer maybe after. At the age of 18, a couple may also get married, a decision that completely alters your life and definitely requires a thought process only adults can possess. Lastly, I would like to point out that at 18, some states actually allow couples to legally adopt a child. This is a decision that places the future of a minor into the hands of an 18-year-old, and at that point, you have to be an adult to adopt a minor. Like, you have to be responsible. If you can adopt a minor, then you should definitely be able to drink. How can we allow such affairs to take place and still deny these adults to have the right to drink beer? Why is it that 18 is mature enough to do any of these things, but not mature enough to head down to the bar for a drink? If 18 is the age that we are responsible for our own actions, and the age that we can be responsible for the actions of a minor, then why should we not be granted permission to enjoy a drink when wanted? Changing the MLDA to 18 would provide consistency to the meaning of adulthood. As adults, we make decisions concerning our health, and we can decide to do certain actions that can have negative effects on our bodies. So one of these examples is smoking cigarettes. All of you guys know, you've seen the ads. Smoking cigarettes is bad. It has secondhand smoke. It's bad for your lungs. It leads to lung cancer. According to the Government Center for Disease Control and Prevention, every year tobacco is responsible for approximately 443,000 deaths. This is including the victims of secondhand smoke, which is involuntary smoking caused by the exposure to smoke. Now compare this to their 2009 statistics on alcohol impaired driving, which resulted in only 10,839 deaths. I find it a weird concept that our nation accepts young adults to smoking despite the consequences to the smoker as well as anybody in contact with them, but we still won't allow something like the consumption of alcohol for people between 18 and 20 because of fear. Right now, the only thing the MLDA 21 has done is driven the consumption of alcohol underground. The MLDA 21 isn't strictly enforced at all. Like, how many of you drink alcohol before you turn 21? Okay, so a majority of you. Underage drinking is obviously still around and has had similar results as the prohibition. Statistics provided by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services in the year 2009 show that by age 20, 70% of underage people have consumed an alcoholic beverage at one point of their life. Lowering drinking age to 18 would also provide adults a controlled space to drink, rather than binge drinking out at fraternity parties or pre-gaming, which, if some of you don't know, is when you drink heavily before you go out because you can't drink at the venue. Bars and clubs would offer a place where one could drink in moderation, and if you get too out of control at bars, you normally get kicked out or anything. Some may argue that since the MLDA has been increased to 21, we've seen a decrease in drunk driving accidents. While this may be true, there are also many different factors that could be contributing to this. Over the years, technology has seen a rapid, technology has rapidly progressed. We've seen progressions in airbags, the way cars are just built and like seat belts, all of those things aren't really accounted for to just like show that it can help. These are very important agents that a lot of people forget. I would also like to point out that underage drinking is not strictly enforced again. The American Medical Association provided information stating that every 1,000 minors arrested for alcohol possession, out of that, only 130 merchants who have actions taken against them, and only 88 of those adults who supply the alcohol to these minors face criminal penalties. A reason for this low and priority is due to the obstacles, high number of participants, and inadequate punishments, as well as a lot of time and effort required by that officer conducting the arrest. While the lowering the drinking age could seem like a risky jump, the positive response looks promising. With the MLDA lowered to 18, it would finally provide adults full responsibility as well as consistency like they deserve, and should be granted a motion.
All right, go ahead and have a seat. What do you?